To this day, the convent in Nevers draws large crowds who come to see the body of Sister Marie Bernard, who rests peacefully as if she were simply sleeping. Such is the serenity that surrounds her. But this story began with a sweet little girl who loved Our Lady with all her heart. Let's go to Lourdes, a small village in France made up mostly of farmers, small shops, and mills. There we will find little Marie Bernard. She was the first child of a humble couple, bringing immense joy to her family. Her parents were simple, hardworking, and very kind people who always shared the little they had with those in greater need. She grew into a sweet and gentle child, and her family began to affectionately call her Bernadette. Her father ran a mill, providing for all his children. However, sometime later, due to poor harvests in the region, he began to accumulate debts.
Honey, I'm so sorry, but we just can't afford to pay the rent this month.
The financial difficulties just kept getting worse. The family was evicted and had to move into an old abandoned jail in town. The place was very small and damp, which only made Bernadette's asthma attacks worse.
Take it easy, breathe slowly. Look at me, it's gonna pass.
Even with this illness and so many other hardships, Bernadette never lost her joy and kindness. Everyone will get their piece of bread, little brothers. She always shared her bread and surrounded her little siblings with love and care.
When we serve with our hearts, we please God, little sister.
Yes, sis.
In everything, she tried to bring Mary's fragrance into her daily life, and she often made little altars with flowers and some stones. Dad, look, there's something wrong with the little sheep.
It was the grass they ate. I think they're gonna die.
Seeing that his daughter started to cry, the father said he was just joking, but Bernadette's heart was so pure that she didn't even know what it meant to lie.
Please come back home soon.
One day, while she was out in the field, a big storm started. The river filled up quickly, making it impossible for her to return. Bernadette prayed fervently, and before long, the water level dropped, allowing her to finally return to her safe home. And if you allow me, I really want to make my first communion. She had a great need to learn more about the gospel, but with all the work she had in the fields and with her siblings, she never managed to do it. At that time, she was living with her aunt, but she asked to return home so she could make her first communion.
It's time to go, my dear.
I'm gonna miss you.
And I'll miss you. Come back soon.
Despite her limited schooling, Bernadette kept her faith alive, always praying with her heart, "Lord, may your light strengthen us in times of pain." She then begins classes to learn more about Jesus. Bernadette is beaming.
Bernadette, my dear, we need more firewood. My daughter, put on this hood so you don't catch too much cold. May our Mother Mary protect and watch over you.
She goes to gather firewood and kindling with her sister and her friend Jean. Even with her fragile health, she loved to serve. The girls arrive at a remote place called Massabielle and come across a stream with very cold water. "Please, put down some large stones so I can cross over too. Her sister and her friend quickly took off their socks and shoes and crossed over, leaving Bernadette behind by herself. As she was crossing a river, Bernadette felt a suddenly powerful gust of wind, like a sign that something truly miraculous and wonderful was about to happen. Her eyes were quickly drawn to a grotto standing directly there in front of her. And what she saw was the most beautiful and sublime vision of her entire life. Bernadette is in ecstasy and can only kneel down, so great is her emotion. Her life would never be the same again.
Bernadette, what happened? Wake up! Stop playing around like that. You really scared us. Were you seeing something?
I saw a young woman, so beautiful. She was wearing a white robe and a blue sash. But please, don't tell anyone.
But the girls had barely gotten home before they told their mother everything.
You're forbidden from going back to that grotto, Bernadette.
Her mother, fearing that all of this was just Bernadette's imagination, forbade her from going back to the grotto. But the young girl could never forget that radiant vision that touched her soul so deeply. 2 days went by, and some of Bernadette's friends insisted so much that she be allowed to return to the grotto that her mother finally agreed.
She's here. She's smiling.
Mary approaches the young girl, smiling to see her again. Bernadette's face turns pale, and her friends get worried. Some of the girls run to call her father.
Bernadette.
When they get home, her mother is upset and once again forbids her from going back to Massabielle. At school, the difficulties continued with the mean comments from her classmates.
Look, that girl is going crazy.
Mrs. Soubirous, please let us go with Bernadette to the grotto. I'm not sure that's a good idea.
Despite Mrs. Soubirous' initial hesitation, the two friends managed to convince her and go with Bernadette.
It really looks like the woman is finally here.
Child, write down what the lady says. What I have to tell you doesn't need to be written down. Would you do me the favor of coming here for 15 days? My child, I do not promise to make you happy in this world, but in the next.
The two ladies were convinced that Bernadette was really seeing something and told her mother how lucky she was to have a daughter like that. Now, her mother, along with her aunt and a few others, accompany her to the grotto. Some tried to force her to reveal everything she heard, but Bernadette remained faithful to what the lady asked of her. The story of the mysterious lady at the grotto spread throughout the entire local community, and many people began to follow the pious young girl, some moved by faith, others skeptical and just wanting to expose her. Dr. Dozu was a doctor who thought Bernadette suffered from some kind of mental illness, but what he felt when he accompanied her to the grotto made him completely change his mind.
I see that this girl has something different about her, something heavenly that I can't explain. Control your daughter, Soubirous, or you'll face serious consequences. My daughter, unfortunately, I can't let you go to that grotto anymore.
That day, Bernadette went straight to school, but when she reached the crossroads, an invisible force led her back to the grotto. But on that day, she wasn't able to see the lady. Seeing his daughter's pain, Mr. Soubirous allows her to fulfill her promise to return to the grotto for 15 days. The lady speaks to us about the need for our inner conversion and the necessary repair of our faults.
Penance, penance, penance.
Bernadette delivers the message. Upon personally witnessing this scene, a teacher who until then hadn't believed her stories attempted to have a conversation with the young girl.
Did that lady over there speak to you? Yes, she was so close. Didn't you hear her? And how does she speak to you? In French or in our dialect? It's in our dialect, ma'am.
The next day, a Thursday, Mary makes a request that would reveal a source of countless graces.
My daughter, go drink from the spring and wash yourself in it. Not there, my daughter, in the grotto.
Apparently, there was no water there, but Bernadette trusts and starts digging with her own hands in the earth inside the grotto. She starts to feel the earth getting a little damp, and she rubs it on her face and arms just as the lady had asked her to.
Bernadette, what are you doing? Bernadette has gone crazy.
I knew this story wasn't true.
Everyone is astonished. Some think she has lost her mind and leave. But above all the judgments, Bernadette was at peace.
Lady, I gladly do everything you ask of me.
Look at her hands. They're covered in mud. She's lost her mind.
She just wants attention. Come on, my daughter. Let's go home.
You need to rest. Let's go home, sweetie.
The next day, Bernadette returns to the spring, and everyone could see that from the spot where the young woman had dug, a beautiful spring had appeared. The young lady cleanses her body and drinks from those waters offered by that heavenly lady, a gesture that was repeated by a vast multitude of people who followed her example. It was the beginning of a new era for the light and faith in many hearts. The lady asks her to kiss the ground for the sinners, and Bernadette humbly bows down and tenderly kisses that earth, which would still witness many miracles.
My dear daughter, please ask the priests to construct a chapel here. Father, the lady asks for a chapel to be built in the grotto and for people to come in procession.
Listen, tell the lady who sent you that the parish priest of Lourdes is not in the habit of dealing with people he doesn't know.
I will tell her.
Bernadette returns to the grotto, accompanied by more than 20,000 people. 2 official city guards escort the young woman, maintaining strict order throughout her entire journey to Massabielle. Time passes, and many miracles begin to happen. Rub this water well on your eyes.
It's a miracle. I can see again. Let me examine your eye. Yes, doctor. Look up. I can see everything clearly. It's a miracle. You're healed. It was the water from the Massabielle spring, doctor.
Madam, would you be so kind as to tell me who you are? Madam, please, tell me, what is your name? I am the Immaculate Conception. Father, she said her name is the Immaculate Conception.
He is perplexed. That was the official title the Pope had bestowed upon Our Lady, and it was known only to the clergy. Some people wanted to give her gifts and money, but Bernadette stood firm in her convictions.
Thank you, ma'am, for your generosity, but I can't accept it. All graces are given to us by God. We owe him our gratitude.
When her brother accepted a few coins for the water he gave out, the young woman immediately told him to return all the money. During the 7th apparition of Our Lady, Bernadette was in a deep state of ecstasy. She was holding a large candle and didn't notice when her hand touched the flame. Dr. Duzel noticed that the young woman didn't feel any pain and began to observe her. He even timed how long she kept her hand over the flame. It lasted for 25 minutes, but Bernadette's hand was completely uninjured. More and more, the grotto became a place of prayer, faith, and hope. One day, while walking to Massabielle with her aunt, Bernadette was in for a surprise. The grotto was surrounded. The civil authorities had closed off the spring, and no one was allowed to fetch water anymore.
The grotto's closed. No one can enter anymore.
Ah, but even so, our mother was still there. For us.
No barrier can keep her from coming to us.
She smiles over the barriers. I've never seen her so beautiful.
The investigations continued, making her repeat the same things over and over.
Bernadette, tell me exactly what you see in the grotto.
A very beautiful young woman with a white dress and a blue sash at her waist. She also wears a white veil and a golden rose on each foot.
I see. So she's wearing a blue dress and a white sash at her waist.
No, sir, I didn't say that.
Please, Commissioner, let me take my daughter.
The church opens an inquiry into the apparitions, and Bernadette undergoes long interrogations.
Be aware, Bernadette. Everything you say here, I will record.
On numerous different occasions, they tried their best to embarrass her, but the young woman always answered sweetly and calmly.
Is it true that she made you eat raw grass like an animal?
But sir, don't you eat salad?
Despite her complete physical exhaustion, she never lost her inner sense of peace. How could she? Her eyes had gazed upon Mary.
I couldn't outsmart this young lady. So, Bernadette, tell me, is it like the lady you see?
She is very beautiful, but it's not her. The difference is like from earth to heaven.
Bernadette always prayed in front of the image of Our Lady of the Waters. She herself said that this image was the one that most resembled the lady from the grotto. Pressed by the curious, journalists, and pilgrims, the priest, wanting to protect the young woman from all this commotion, advised that she stay at the Sisters of Charity convent. But even so, many still went to the convent to look for her, wanting miracles or answers. But Bernadette saw herself as just a simple peasant girl. How much humility there was in her heart. She continued attending classes at the convent, always very dedicated and hardworking. Between one page and another, she would write reflections from her heart, prayers to Our Lady, her wishes to walk toward God. Among her grammar exercises, there were always notes that showed her great love for Jesus and Mary. Later on, Bernadette would sew her own notebooks since she didn't have money to buy new supplies. Everything she did was filled with that sweet fragrance of simplicity and contentment. Bernadette faced many difficulties. Her health remained fragile because of asthma, which often kept her from running and playing. But even so, she was always kind to everyone, playing with the other girls whenever she could. The sacred words of Our Lady would surely never be forgotten. She had promised her happiness in the next world.
Bernadette, I don't have time to stay in bed. Go ask the Virgin to heal me right away.
Beloved Mother, may your help and support reach our Mother Superior.
The next day, to the doctor's surprise, the Mother Superior recovers and is able to walk without any difficulty. A statue is placed at the Massabielle grotto where Our Lady appeared, and work begins on building the chapel. Bernadette witnesses all of these events with a sense of profound and immense joy, understanding that Our Lady's request was finally being fulfilled. She began actively assisting the sisters in caring for the sick, because deep in her heart, she deeply desired to become a nun in that congregation.
Sometime later, at the age of 23, Bernadette finally enters the novitiate.
My daughter, may Our Lady continue to guide your steps in this world.
Go with God, Bernadette.
She wished to fade even more into the background and be just another sister serving God with all her heart.
Welcome to the novitiate in Netters.
Thank you very much, sister. I am here to serve.
Bernadette was now beginning her religious life.
Welcome, Bernadette.
She was no different from the fellow novices, except for her quiet humility.
This is Bernadette.
In fact, many looked at her, searching for something special or different. Is that it? But they concluded that there was nothing remarkable about her. The truth is, Bernadette never felt better or superior to anyone. She listened to these comments, smiling and agreeing with her companions. A great number of young novices asked her to describe in detail the apparitions over and over again.
Bernadette, starting the day, I ask that you stop mentioning your visions at the grotto.
Yes, Mother. Bernadette never spoke about her visions again, but she kept every detail in her memories and in her heart. Her labored breathing and bouts of coughing made it incredibly difficult for her to breathe.
Are you feeling very unwell?
It's nothing, sister. I'm fine. But despite her pain, the words of Our Lady still echoed in her mind. My daughter, I do not promise to make you happy in this world, but in the next one. Her health became so frail that everyone thought she wouldn't make it. But God restored her health in an unexpected way. I'm better, sister. The good Lord didn't want me. I went to the door and he told me, go away. Look, Maria Bernarda, they're selling a photo of you for 2 pennies. That's about all I'm worth. The novices renew their vows and receive from the bishop the tasks they will be assigned to.
And you, Sister Maria Bernarda?
Monsignor, she isn't very useful.
But it seemed that he saw no value in Bernadette. Those words didn't hurt her at all. On the contrary, they helped her to fade even more into the background in the face of the good she did. They assigned the young woman to help the nurse sister, and everyone recognized that her care was like that of a loving mother. One day, while she was cleaning the courtyard, a sister watched her with an admiring look. What do you do with a broom? What a question! You use it to sweep and then put it back in its place. And where is its place? In a corner, behind the door. Well then, that's my story. The Blessed Virgin used me when needed. Then they put me in a corner, and I am immensely happy that way. Please, Sister Maria Bernarda, finish my baby's blanket. I know that's the only way he'll get better. The mother was right. Bernadette's hands on the blanket would heal her baby.
The blanket's ready, my sister.
The Gospel was her favorite book. In it, she found the holy and perfect way shown by Jesus. She met a novice sister, and without tears because her mother was about to die.
Don't cry, my sister. The Blessed Virgin will heal your mother. My daughter, I don't understand. I feel completely renewed and invigorated today.
Even though she was sweet and kind to everyone, Bernadette received a lot of scolding and misunderstanding.
Sister Maria Bernarda, you know very well you're good for nothing. What are you doing there, you little lazy girl?
My dear mother, I'm doing my job.
And what is that?
Being sick. Many times, she had to stay confined to a bed or be carried around in a chair. Despite all of this, she still saw her prolonged physical illness as a way to faithfully serve Jesus. I am so much more joyful with my Christ in my suffering and pain than even a queen on her throne. And bone tuberculosis struck her, along with a huge tumor on her knee. Her health got even worse. But she understood that the most important thing in life is the love you put into it, not what you do in it. At 35 years old, Bernadette left this life on earth to find the happiness promised by Our Lady. Right after her passing, many already considered her a saint. She had to be left in the chapel for 4 days because so many people came to see her. 30 years later, when her coffin was opened, they found that her body was incorrupt, as if she had just passed away. And that's how she remains to this day, in the reliquary where people can see her and pray before Saint Bernadette. The Lourdes Spring has become a place of great devotion and miracles. Perhaps to remind us that God truly is an inexhaustible source of goodness and mercy along our journey. My mother, how I have waited for this moment.
Announcing a new time of grace and endless joy. It was our mother speaking to us, coming to help us once again on the roads of sorrow. She came to offer us her peace. Bernadette was her messenger, sharing with us her vision, offering us a living spring and showing us the path of righteousness. It was our mother speaking to us, coming to help us once again on the roads of sorrow and affliction. She came to offer us her peace. And even today our mother comes to us, leading us on paths of goodness. We can hear her gentle voice, helping us to blossom in humility. We can hear her gentle voice, helping us to blossom in